Hello. I'm back. You're back. So the funny thing is I was looking at these cards and I was like, I definitely sorted these out earlier, and now I'm looking at them and thinking I did not sort these out earlier. I'm sure I did. Ooh. No, kick it off nice and quickly. Okay, so recovering from financial loss. It's definitely like it's the Five of Pentacles reversed. So I feel like you've definitely been in a place of obviously financial difficulty, right? Who hasn't? Like, you've seen the world lately. Like, it's just the general state of people. But I feel like it's been very strongly on your mind. So like, I was talking about this literally the other day, though, this kind of like this concept of lack mentality that sometimes, and I kind of explored that concept a little bit more with a friend of mine, and it's like, yeah, sometimes you are just in lack, and I don't think the purpose is necessarily to sit there and tell yourself that you're not. I always just think it's a little weird. I think what it comes down to is like that's when faith is the most important part, right? That's when being faithful in your faith is the most important thing, because it's easy to have faith in yourself and in spirit and in Papa, which is my term for God, when everything's going okay, right? When you've got all the synchronicities everywhere and everything's all hunky-dory and beautiful. But like when you're in this place, like when it's in the upright place and you just like, I was saying to my friend, I was like, sometimes you're not living in a lack mentality. You're just living in lack, right? And I think the point is where this card's interesting, because one of the little things it says is spiritual poverty. And I feel like maybe that's exactly what it's saying, is it's not just the financial element, but it's also feeling like you've been abandoned by those above, which actually, yeah, because then you've got kind of the Three of Cups reversed. So feeling very isolated. Yeah, I feel like there's a very strong sense of feeling like isolated and neglected from the divine, right? Like it's just, yeah, like just feeling a little lackluster, right? Just uninspired, because it's all the hard work that's been going on, right? You've been working really, really hard. I get that. And it's a bit of a kick in the face when you work hard and you see other people being successful in places that you're not, when you're just being the best version of the you that you can be. And then, you get all of these messages and stuff, and they're like, oh, well, think differently. Oh, well, think more positively. Oh, well, don't manifest lack. And it's like, I don't think that's the message here. I don't think the message here is like, I think it is to say, like, it's like Papa and Spirit, they know. And I've had this a lot myself. It's like, it's almost like they have to push you, to just keep your faith solid, and not in any sort of way, shape or form of like Papa and Spirit being like, oh, well, you have to have faith in us and, we're the almighty beings and whatever. But at the end of the day, how can you possibly have faith in yourself if you don't have? Because it's believing that what you do, because, a lot of the times I've worried about feeling crazy, like, am I actually just talking to myself? My friend said that the other day as well. She's like, I just wonder, have I just got schizophrenia? Like, are all these voices in my head real? And I was exactly the same. I was like, in it, like, sometimes you got to question. And I think that that's what's going on right now. That's what these cards are saying to me, is like, yeah, you are feeling very isolated, feeling very like disconnected from not only spirit, but from like those around you as well. And just feeling like just so unmotivated by what's going on, because it just feels like nothing's like, I know this feeling so well. It's like I'm working so hard and I'm following the steps and I'm being faithful and I'm doing everything right, but why is nothing changing? And I think it's because I think the message is, give me a second, I'll stop thinking and tell you what I'm hearing. The message is, I know it's hard. but there's almost an element of it's not being tested as such. I don't want to use the word tested. It's almost like just proving yourself right, you know, just keeping your faith in these testing times. Yeah, so again, I can imagine a lot of you feeling like this isolation and it's kind of lack of motivation and such, and lack of will. It's, yeah, isolation, loneliness, withdrawal, you know, just making you feel like you're not on the right path anymore, that you've lost your way, right? That maybe you're doing something wrong. This is what I mean about the lack mentality thing, right? Is that it's very easy to then go on the internet and have a million people tell you, well, you've got to think more positively. And it's like, dude, that's not always the lesson being taught, right? But shouldn't also be ignored that like sometimes your lack mentality can be limiting, right? But that's the thing in terms of like, this is what I'm saying about having confidence in yourself, trusting in yourself, trusting in your journey as you've seen it, right? Because if you're listening to this and you're part of this, you've been a faithful person, right? You know there's something going on beyond your perception that makes you want to follow these concepts, right? And listen to them. So there's more lessons than just how your mindset is. Like sometimes, yeah, do you know what? If you are manifesting, like if you are manifesting this, it's not one to just then be ignored. It's not then just to be this toxic positivity crap of like, oh, well, just think better and it won't happen. It's more directing your attention to, why are you feeling lack? Right? Is it because you need a new job? You need more money, right? And I know, I hate this whole thing of people just being like, oh, well, just quit your job if you don't like it. Yeah, I'm sure that's okay when you've got other income and you've got other people who are supporting you, but when you're on your own, because I was a single parent for years, raising my kid on my own, financially on my own, like I couldn't just up and leave. I couldn't just go to uni and change jobs. It doesn't work like that, right? But if you're feeling lack because of your job, then you've got to consider in what way you can make things better for yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, the unfortunate truth is you can have divine intervention. You can have Papa or Spirit or the universe or whatever completely step in, but free will always prevail. And so you've got to find that kind of inside yourself. You've got to trust yourself. You've got to look at the situation and be like, okay, I do feel in lack, and that's fine because the circumstances I'm in are lacking. So what can I do today to try and help move past that? So it's not about just changing your mindset and just telling yourself something different. It's about exploring it. It's called shadow work, babies. That's what you want to say though, isn't it? But yeah, like despite all of this, despite this feeling of being isolated, like you don't fit in, blah, 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 it's all part of it, right? It's all coming good. Because, particularly because the Four of Wands is very much about community. And I feel like my last couple of days of doing these, it's been the same sort of message, and it has been very much to myself as well. Like, I feel like there's definitely these collectives that are awakening at this time, because there's many. I think it's the sense of like, I think a lot of us are feeling isolated and feeling very alone. I don't know, like for me, I've felt very much like, all my life I felt like I don't fully fit in with people, and I don't in the crowds that I've been in, but it's like recently that feeling is so much worse. And something that I came to see was like, yeah, because you're not being authentic. You're not speaking up for yourself. You're not doing things how you want to do them. And that's why you're feeling so isolated, because you've realized that your energy is too big for the rooms that you're in. You don't fit in the spaces that you're trying to squeeze yourself into. And that's no judgment on you or anyone around you. It's to do with the fact that because you're not expressing how you feel, you're not expressing what you want, right? And that's where these kind of feelings of isolating yourself and almost like hiding from the world, it's like, you've just lost all motivation and you're just feeling so isolated. So like everybody just doesn't understand you. Nobody gets you, right? And it causes you to withdraw. But that's the thing, like that community is coming in. And I feel like it's just a matter of making room, right? This isolated feeling, this unpleasant feeling, it's about making room. It's making space. It's saying to yourself, because like you see, the offers are coming in, the new opportunities are coming in, but they're very slow, right? Because something I saw yesterday that really reminded me of that. It was like, do you know what? You are very much a person who's like, but I keep doing the work, but I keep doing this, me. And then it's like, it takes time though, Angela, right? Like, you know, you hit your milestones, you break your cycles, but it takes time to implement it. Calm down, it'll happen. But yeah, it is coming, and it's a product of the hard work, right? The fruits of your labor are coming into form, you know? It's taking time. So in this time, take time to be more grateful. And not grateful for everything else in the world. I'm not talking about that kind of like 11:11. I'm not talking about like just being grateful for everything you've got. Oh well, you know, this awful thing's happening. Well, thank God for the lesson. Like, you're still a human. You still have feelings. You're still allowed to be disappointed in the world. You're still allowed to be disappointed in other people, right? But it's also for you to take action on those things, you know? But yeah, something I've had to learn very strongly with myself recently is like, it's okay to also be a human, right? It's okay to be a human. It's okay. And I'm a very different kind of soul, y'all, but like, even I know it's like, yeah, it's okay to be human. Just because you're here with a purpose and you're here to do things, you don't have to be perfect all the time. Like, you kind of have to relate to the people around you as well. But yeah, very much I've felt that room is being made. It's like you're getting really, really pissed off about things, and yeah, it's because like you're starting to let go of what you don't want anymore, right? That's why it feels so in your face. That's why it feels like everything's out of collaborative order, right? That's why it feels like you've got spiritual poverty. That's why you feel like you want to withdraw from everybody, because you do. And I'm not saying that means that you want to like cut everyone out of your life. It's more a matter of like, you're starting to understand who you are. You're starting to remember who you are. And you're starting to see what behaviors aren't in alignment with where you're going, right? Because this is telling me like you're going somewhere slowly. But you are moving, right? You stood still right now. I always kind of hate the Page of Pentacles because I'm looking, sorry, the Knight of Pentacles, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, but you know, you're just not moving at all, are you? You know, and yeah. But I know it doesn't feel like it now, right? Because this is tough. We're in retrograde. It's tough. But you have the strength and the courage and the willpower to get through it, man. And that's, you have like and I know, right, here's another thing. I hate it when people say to me all the time, oh, you're so strong. Like it's a compliment. It's like, no, most people have to be, people who are labelled as strong, like these strong, independent women, as people like to label me as. I'm like, I didn't want to be that. I wanted to be soft. But something that I've come to learn is there is strength in softness, right? Because the most courageous thing you can do is be vulnerable. I had an instance with a friend recently where I was absolutely within my right to start kicking off and start, you know, naming examples of times that I've been let down and harmed by this person. But I didn't. I just sat there and I was like, do you know what? Like, you really hurt my feelings. That's my monitor's going quiet, but saying. You'll like that card. Anyway, any last advice for my collective? Yeah. Ooh. lots of advice, apparently. Okay. So first and foremost, we had the Empress. Now, I've recently, a lot of readings that I was having, I kept having the Queen of Wands come out. And then the Empress started coming out because I transitioned. But, you know, this is just abundance. Abundance, abundance, abundance. It's because you're shifting into your Empress energy, right? And Empress is abundant as hell. So, yeah, there's definitely like there is growth taking place in evolution, right? So you're shifting. That's why, like, everything just seems a little bit more irritating. People just seem more irritating, right? And you're finding like you feel like you're having to defend everything all the time, and just like it's a forever conflict that you're just consistently surrounded with the burdens of everyone else. You're just fighting and you're just carrying everybody else's shit, and it's just making you just want to withdraw and isolate and just be like, do you know what? I'm fucking done with all of you. Because I've had that recently where I'm like, do you know what? If I'm the epitome of love and I'm here to spread love, and yet I can't get through to people in my own family, like as in, you know, family, or like friendships or whatever, but it's like, how are you supposed to do your thing when you can't get through to people, right? And that's kind of this feeling of just like, it's making you more isolated. But look at all the nice things. Look at all the happy, nice things. Because it's going to happen, right? So just chill. I know. It's very hard. But, dude, you're going to have it all. You're going to have abundance, and you're going to have lots of love, and you're going to have, like, companion, just community, right? It's all coming in for you. Your people. Your little soul tribe. Your little soul tribe. I've been waiting for mine for a while. They're coming, but a few delays. Much love to you all. Hang on in there, right? This is rough as hell, but we're all in it together, all right? We're all going through it together. And we'll come out the other side and we'll all be like, that was so worth it. Peace out, dudes.